Hello there, it's Trudy, One Grounded Angel. This is an angel card reading for the week starting Monday the 13th of December through to the 19th of December 2021. Two things happening this week. One is a full moon in the sign of Gemini on Sunday, or Saturday if you're in the US, Sunday Australia time. And Gemini is the sign of communication, socializing, networking, neighborhoods, siblings, also thoughts and mindset. So you may get some changes. Remember, the full moon is always a time of release, or not always, but often a time of release, a time of harvesting something that we've been working on. So if you have been setting goals around those sort of sharing a message or forming friendships, enhancing friendships, perhaps around, working on community endeavours or something like that, you could have some sort of shift in that area. Now, what's most significant to me this Sunday is we have the planet Venus going retrograde. I know when we talk about retrogrades, Mercury gets all the attention, right? But Venus retrograde to me is also significant. It happens every sort of 18 months. And Venus being the sign of love, value, money, it's significant. And it's also, like Mercury, it's pretty close to Earth. So we do tend to be knocked around a little bit when it goes retrograde. And retrograde means it appears to go backwards. It's actually not going backwards, but basically it stirs up things from the past. So if we're talking love, perhaps you may be getting a phone call from an ex, who knows, anything could happen. But it does tend to cause a little bit of provocation in established relationships. And remember, relationships are not there to, make our lives difficult. They're there to enhance our growth and our personal development. So if these things are coming up, there may be a lesson there for you. It may be, perhaps this retrograde will shine a light on an issue that needs to be resolved, probably within you, but is having an impact on the relationship. Maybe all your trust issues are coming right up and you need to... you're getting a pretty clear indication that there's something going on there that needs to be healed or shifted in some way. So try to see it as something positive or helpful. I know that's not always possible. It can also just cause general tension that doesn't really need to be there. So don't overthink anything that comes up. It might be just usual chaos that comes around as a retrograde. Oh, that's so appropriate. I was shuffling for Monday as I said that. Monday's card is called Chaos and Conflict. So there's some fantastic synchronicity there. I love this image so much. It's a zebra with a giraffe on it, and it's that facade is crumbling away. So perhaps this retrograde or anything else generally that's going on in your life is exposing what's going on underneath. Because chaos, obviously we don't like it. Generally it's a bit stressful, it brings up a lot of tension and destabilization, but sometimes it can bring to light something going on underneath that we need to work on, and sometimes it clears something away so that we can build something new or something better. I'm not trying to minimize what anyone might be going through if they're going through chaotic or crisis situations, but sometimes when the dust is settled, we can find something to work with at the end of it. I was listening to a Glennon Doyle podcast recently, We Can Do Hard Things, really great podcast, and she talked about how the origins of the word crisis is about sifting, and a crisis sort of puts things through a sifting and clears away the debris, and what's left underneath is what really matters. Crisis often forces us to focus on what really matters, our family, our health, all that sort of stuff. So perhaps that's what's coming up. I just feel like that image of the crumbling is quite significant for some of us. But as I said, conflict, not a lot of fun. And we need to be, it's really difficult because it brings up all of our stuff. And sometimes we go into old defensiveness patterns that maybe don't serve us. And so sometimes it might only be in hindsight that you can see what was going on that needs to be worked on. And I certainly, when I have fights with my partner, it doesn't happen super often. When it does, it's very difficult for me to pull myself out of all the provocation that comes up and go, actually, what's going on here is I haven't communicated clearly, I've misunderstood, or he is pushing my buttons because this situation reminds me of some part of me that's not healed. And again, that doesn't excuse any bad behaviour, but it does help me to illuminate what it is that needs to be learned from that experience. Because there's no point just going through a cycle of constantly having these situations and not resolving them. If we're clashing, there's something going on that needs to be addressed. And Tuesday's card may give greater clarity to that. It's Isis, the past life card. Another really beautiful image here. This situation involves past life memories, is the caption here. So it could be past life energy that's giving rise to some of these feelings that are coming up for you. Some of the ways that you are driving you to act in ways that don't serve you, even though you might know better. The ways that are bringing up particular patterns with a loved one. Maybe it could be some unfinished business or unresolved issues from a past life that you've carried through. We're all old souls. We're all carrying energy from past lives. And so this could be your trigger to kind of resolve that. You can work with a past life regression expert if you really want to delve into that stuff. Personally, I always want to clear whatever I'm carrying. I don't necessarily feel compelled to delve through those experiences. So I have worked with a past life regression expert in the past a couple of times, but what I found is it didn't really serve me to go, excavating that stuff. What I prefer to do instead is just clear the energy, and that's the sort of work I do. Energy healing that I do does clear energy and traumas and wounding from past lives without knowing what it is. So I should say with that also, it can come up with this lifetime stuff from your past. It could just be the word past that you need from that. Something that's happened in your lifetime that's coming up that needs to be addressed. It is not an easy December, I know. We wanted a lovely little slide into the Christmas, New Year holiday period, but for a lot of us, the stars have other ideas. We've had a pretty big couple of eclipses lately. Now we've got a retrograde. There's a lot of stuff going on. So, but you know, that's life is not supposed to be easy because we don't learn anything. And again, that doesn't make it okay to feel crap, you know, but when things are coming up, there may be something that we can do with that to alchemize it in some way that is helpful. Wednesday's card, here's something lovely, passion. So Archangel Hanyel is coming up here. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. I know we tend to go to the love life, don't we, when we hear the word passion, but it's not just about your love life. It can be the passion that you have for, yes, your career, maybe your hobbies. Have they been neglected lately? And if so, how is that making you feel? Often the reason people feel super drained and exhausted beyond physical reasons such as they're not getting enough sleep, because they're not getting enough fulfillment and rewarding experiences in their lives because they've abandoned the things that bring them pleasure. They're not spending enough time doing things that bring them joy, such as their hobby for, I don't know, photography or walking through nature or whatever it is. So trying to find ways to indulge your passion. And don't think of it as an indulgence. Think of it as a necessity. It's for self-preservation. It's for growth. And I think in your love life, you might like to look at where there's passion missing, because often we go looking to our partner for the passion that we're not investing ourselves. So when there's passion in our lives, we've got more passion to give to our partner as well. People who are doing things they love are super passionate often with their partners because that passion just spills over. So try and find it within you. Don't go looking for your partner to supply it. We've had two cards jump up for Thursday. One is shield yourself and the other is your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. This is very self-evident, I think. Trusting your intuition. A lot of you who see this card will report back or comment when I post it on Instagram that, oh yeah, my Instagram's been trying to tell me something, this confirms it, that sort of thing. They might say thank you, or might say, this tells me that I need to actually be listening to my intuition. There hasn't been something coming through because I've been blocking it for some reason. So perhaps that could be what you need to know there. But I think it's just asking you to sit with that knowledge that there is deep wisdom within you. So often we go looking externally for wisdom, and there's value in that for sure. But the wisest person will always be your inner guide, the knowingness within you that knows what is right for you already. It's just gets really clouded by what's going on in terms of what other people want from you, what other people are doing around you. Where you're afraid, that can bring up the aversion to taking healthy levels of risk. Shield yourself. This is around needing to protect your energy. I've talked about this so many times, but it's super relevant probably every day actually. Sorry, I just nudged the mic. That wasn't very pleasant to listen to. Shielding your energy. It means that you are not going to go into the world or into situations and pick up every single thing that everybody around you is feeling, every single energetic force that is in the room. You do not want that to become a part of your energetic field. It is too exhausting, and that is yet another reason people end up unreasonably exhausted and drained. So shielding yourself is fundamental for anyone interested in spirituality, who is sensitive, who is an empath, anything like that at all. It is so important. I cannot overstate how important it is. Every morning, ask Archangel Michael to place you in a protective bubble of light. Now, if you are a client of mine, you're already getting the benefit of the shielding, so you don't have to worry quite so much. But for everyone else, please shield yourself. I'm not going to bang on about it, but it is so important. That was Thursday's message. What day are we up to now? Let's go to Friday. Earth Angel. I don't think we've seen this card for quite a while. The word Earth Angel is used a lot, and I think people have different meanings for it. My understanding, based on what's coming through to me, I guess, from this card, is about your ability to be a spiritual being, the fact that you are a soul in a human body, and the card is asking you to honour that. So if you feel called to a particular life purpose, to give back in some way, to channel spirituality in some way, become a healer, please go for it. This card is telling you it's right for you to do that. And really for everyone else, it's just asking you to read more about spirituality, to get a greater level of understanding about spirituality, enhance your personal development, whether that's working with a counsellor or a coach, pursuing your passions, the things that bring you joy. All of that sort of stuff is really important. Please do not neglect your spiritual side. That's probably a really simple way to sum that up. And I think that ties in quite neatly with this Thursday message about your inner guidance being real and trustworthy, to follow that along like a little sniffer dog. What do you desire? This is Saturday's card, and it is so closely related to this card here around passion. I'm not going to repeat myself too much with that one, but this first sentence of the card message is quite beautiful. You now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's true desires. Write the script. Doesn't that sound really empowering? You're in charge. You can create what you want here. So, and let your passions and your desires guide the way. Now, I'm not advocating the sorts of following your desires in a really selfish way where you cause harm to other people. For example, I'm not suggesting you go and have an affair, but I am saying, look, where is the passion missing in your life, and how can you use that to make better decisions? If you're passionate about art, for example, maybe you don't have to quit your job and go and become an artist, but how can you be more creative in your job, for example? Or could you choose, if you're choosing between two jobs, choose the one that's going to give you more creative expression? That sort of thing. It's just an example of how you can use passion or the deficit of passion to inform your choices and your journey more accurately. Now for Sunday, I'm going to do something a bit unusual, which is to use the relationship card deck. If you have had an energy healing session with me, which has involved relationship chatter or discussions or issues, you'll be familiar with this card deck. It's fantastic. So I bring it up. I think I bring it out for Valentine's Day sometimes too, because everyone's interested in relationships. Now, I love this card. Forgiving and learning. Yes, it's a heavy message, I know, but the whole purpose of a relationship is to help us learn. It's not to, make us people who are, I guess, the fairy tale idea to make us complete. Oh, ugly to talk about that, isn't it? That whole you complete me from Jerry Maguire. Not good. So the purpose of a relationship is not what society tells us it is. It's not about completing us. It's about expanding ourselves, learning and growing. And that unfortunately means we're going to be confronted with a lot of crap. So everybody who's in a long-term relationship knows that it's a mirror. You can see how you are repeating patterns from your parents. You can see how you are holding people at arm's length. You can see how you are on the attack when you don't feel good about yourself. You can see how you are, all these sorts of things are maybe too dependent on your partner. So definitely, what are the lessons that need to go on in your romantic life? Because those lessons have an impact on all of your life. So healing one part of our life has flow-on impacts to the way we show up in all different areas of our lives, particularly parenting and friendships, I would say, when it comes to romantic relationships. But the card is primarily about releasing and healing from the past. So I mentioned with that, I've lost it, but I did have that card here around the past life. I don't know where I put that. I might have put it away by mistake. But anyway, I will remember. Here it is. So again, the past. What is the past trying to teach you? This could not be more on point for a Venus retrograde. What is it that you need to learn to help you do love better and to do life better as well, which of course are so interwoven. And it could be about your relationship with yourself as well, the most significant relationship you'll ever have. Actually, I will read the whole thing here. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So if we're not being present in our relationship, that might be because there's something going on within us that needs to be addressed. Maybe it's because we're in hypervigilance mode, always worrying about what's going to go wrong and we can't relax with our partner. That has an impact on the health of our relationship. So a lot of stuff around healing from the past, and about working on our personal development, particularly in regards to our spiritual journey. Those of us who are called to be light workers or feel compelled to give to the world in some way. And passion and desire coming through strongly again. I feel that could be around romantic situations for a lot of us. So that is it for the week. That's a lot, isn't it, for almost the end of the year. But we're all going to be better off for it. The work, people often feel like they want an easy life, and that's not what we're here to do. We're here to grow, and that means some challenges. I'm not saying we should go out looking for chaos and looking for challenges, but when they come along, try not to operate from a belief that there's something wrong with me because this is happening and my life was supposed to be easy. Instead, look at what is it. Instead of why is this happening to me? Why is this happening for me? Is there something here I can learn from that will help stop situations like this from recurring, or will help me show up better in other parts of my life? That's a lot. I'm going to stop now. If you want more information about my work, onegroundedangel.com. Onegroundedangel.com. There's lots of information about my healing work there. I'm quite busy at the moment. A lot of people have got stuff coming up, but I can always, due to time zones, I'm sure I can accommodate if you are interested in working with me. All of my work is done via Zoom. Now, if you are not already following me on Instagram, you need to do that because you'll be able to see each card each day, and you will learn a lot from what other people are posting in the comments as well about their experiences of the cards. So at One Grounded Angel is my Instagram account. I only have one account, at One Grounded Angel, and you'll know it's me because of how many posts I've created. I've had that account for coming up 7 years. And in fact, it will be 7 years by the time you watch this video because it is One Grounded Angel's birthday coming up. So my Facebook page as well is One Grounded Angel if you'd like to follow me there as well. Thanks for being here, everybody. Have a great week and go gently with yourself. Take care.